All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you folks doing tonight? We're pretty much in the clear for any bad weather for a couple days, although we are dealing with bad weather in some areas and some tremors and stuff like that. Uh, Excuse me. But other than that, I think we're in the go. We got a green light. And what a night. Now, we're going to talk about a couple things. Let me see. I got a couple lives set up, but let me see what this one is about. Chilling out some tea. Indiana. Oh, Indiana. They should have never killed them girls down there. They should have never been involved in the trafficking rings and all that. I agree 100% with that madness. And they were holding the state hostage uh, with this rice and shit they were cooking up down there, or whatever it was down south in Indiana, and that anthrax stuff. So they pretty much this organization, I don't know if it was a club, a gang, biker club, I don't know, white race or something, superior or something, pretty much have been holding Indiana hostage. Uh, but that was until these guys got a hold of that 50 tons of military grade of drop you in a heartbeat. That's why they're all wearing the suits around and stuff. Don't worry, folks, you're perfectly fine. But until they started hitting them back, right, that they realized we're not playing games with them. And I know they tried to bring Trump in and everything, but that was the worst thing they could have did because now they're throwing up here up north, all this Epstein shit and everything. So when they got hit down there, they finally realized that they're not playing games, right? Uh, the more they hit people with this ricin and anthrax stuff, the more they keep sending down south. It's doing a good job down there. I'll tell you what, it's really busting their asses down there. And a lot of people are dropping like flies, right? So, but that's what happens when you're held hostage in your own country. Right? There's nothing you really can do about that. I know they found like over 5,000 buckets in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the storage unit. They could not figure out Fort Wayne, Indiana, why people were literally passing out in stores. And these people they didn't do drugs or anything. They were around people that were around this powder that they found in the storage unit in Fort Wayne. Uh, and they still to this day don't know what it is. They're thinking it was probably anthrax. It was like 5,000 5-gallon bucketfuls of this white powder, and people were just dropping like flies in Fort Wayne. Well, this was all part of this thing that they have going on in Indiana. They were holding us hostage. Uh, and I don't know. I don't know who that brave sucker was that hijacked that train that was carrying that 50 tons of military grade uh, anthrax or whatever. But thank God he did that and was using his head. Uh, well, and like I said, they're dropping like flies out there. And that's what happens when you let a country and a state hijack its own people by threatening them with ricin and anthrax. You know? So if they're talking, well, there might be a war, whatever. I don't care. It's pretty much these guys know it's coming from down south, and uh, they're going to retaliate. And I don't blame them. We'll back them if they need help. I'll tell you that. And we'll back the security guard on the other side of the apartment complex here too. You ever need massive firepower? Come over here, dude. I'll help you out. Uh, yeah, we're pretty much tired of the madness and craziness, and so they should have never killed them kids down there. They should have never let this group or whatever it was go so far. Uh, and it's pretty sad, but it's a war, folks. I know the government ain't gonna tell you. They tried to bring Trump into Indiana. He split real quick. He found out that their whole lying asses, their lying eyes couldn't hold it. He split real fast. He didn't even come and shoot 18 at the golf course there. He was gone. He came and he left. And I don't blame them because this whole Mason shit and everything, these organizations, you got to hit them right away. So we're applauding that guy that got that 50 tons of military grade anthrax that is now starting to strike back in Indiana. They wanted the war. Trump's going to give them the war down there, down south. Them good old boys down there. They're all, they're marked pretty much. He said they're marked for death. Trump came out on TV, right when the president comes out and says, "Hey, I don't have tattoos and I don't believe in them." That should have told you idiots. You're screwed. All right, so we got that going on. I think it was horrible what they keep doing out here. If we do catch you abusing our children, we will make sure you don't make it. We will drop you off to the police station, but not in the condition you are in now. I can tell you that much. But yeah, we pretty much have hijacked Indiana back from the authorities and the madmen. It is safe to come to Indiana now, Mr. President Trump, and play 18 at our beautiful courses out here. And, we've been catching all kinds of people. I didn't want to say anything within the post office, well, I think a couple guys got fired and two got locked up, I think, and one got hit. Uh, one got hit. They tried to take him. I think they did. And two shot each other down south or whatever. Uh, in the Delphi case or whatever, a couple of them shot each other or whatever, or killed one. Who knows? But that's the prices you pay, right? That's the price you pay. Now, one of them was beheaded, and that was because they were using this magic witchery shit. We knew about that, and we let it go. Trump was like, "Wait, Trump's the one that said he knew the fastest sword dude in the world, and that dude is fast. Blink of an eye, the dude. I'm telling you, the dude's fast with a sword, and you're not going to beat the guy. He's the fastest swordsman in the world." And the guy is incredible. And yes, he's from a different country. Probably some of you honkies don't like that, but. And now, what else are we moving on? Oh, the outbreaks, the new diseases that have been unleashed in America. 5 of them. I don't think you're going to be able to handle it. But yes, it is true. I'm not going to lie to these people. 5 of them. And they are back and they are stronger. And probably because they've been taken to the lab and mutated into other things, right? Uh, we know the CV now has gone crazy into razor blade throat. They're calling it, where their throats just explode with blood, much like throat cancer and stuff. So this has all been going on, right? Right as you guys are so wrapped up into your politics and these wars. Once again, Mr. Trump has proven that the Trojan horse came in and just stomped the living shit out of America once again. Yeah, America is the baddest fighting team ever, but the most dumbest when it comes to protecting their own. So we're going to talk about some of these new progressive, uh, mutated diseases that are in America right now. And it's all over Facebook and all over YouTube. And what happened is that they mutated. We told them that that would happen. It's going to mutate, and the next mutate round will be stronger. Can you fight against it? No, it's mutating. What they're creating was for a certain strain. This has mutated. So I hope these folks think they can just vaccine their way out of it because it's mutated 5 times. That means 5 different vaccines they would need. You ain't got enough time. You ain't got enough time and a team to do it. And next time you'll listen. You can't vaccinate yourself out of something. You find the problem, you contain it, and then you clean and you figure out and dissect it. You don't just think you're going to vaccine your way out of everything. Let this be a proven fact and proven to the other countries out there who listened. Uh, and did not hesitate to lock down and find the problem and dissect it. So, and that's perfectly what the right way is to do it. And I'm sorry, your country didn't choose to do that. They chose a different way. Now it has mutated over 5 times. And there's a couple other things that are popping up in America that they can't figure out where it's come from and how. But I can tell you how. It's called mutating, right? That's what these things do. They mutate into something else, something stronger. It adapts. Pretty soon, if I'm going to tell you the folks the truth, it will be able to live a very, very long time outside the host, meaning it will be able to survive in UV light. When these scientists, it's going to kill it, it's going to kill. Well, it's obvious you know nothing about genetics. You know nothing about any of this stuff. It's obvious you folks just are getting paid, and that's all you care about because, yes, we're real close to seeing this where UV light and other things will not kill it. And this is what we do. But we're retiring and we refuse to help anymore. So, good luck with that. Now, of course, there's some other things that are going to be happening in America, and it's only for your own good. We're trying to keep America safe and true to God and to our country, not anybody else's right now, our country. Now, let's take a break and we'll talk more about this. All right, we are back. Now, let's get back to the Delphi case. I find it horrible what these people have done. I find it horrible of what some of the family have done and said. I find it horrible that this has been going on for a long time in Indiana. And Abby and Libby are not the only ones that died in the Delphi area. So now they're asking us, well, is it a serial killer? No, they're all serial killers. If you folks did not figure out that it's a giant ring of sickos, then we can't help you. You're in the wrong business of solving crimes, uh, and you're way off out in left field. And let me tell you why. Because you're letting people buy their way in and set uh, uh, diversions in the Delphi case. And that's what gave it away. And that's why most of you folks are under investigation because you lied. You did witchery, sorcery, you sacrificed people, girls. Your main YouTube channels were supposedly professional people and investigators, and then that was all lies. And I find it horrible that any society, any state in America that has these organizations in their state and you are allowing them to operate and you know that it's demonic stuff and they're sacrificing people. Well, I think them states I think you should pull funding from them states and do not fund them until they handle the situation uh, in their state, right? If you got a bunch of people running around gangs or whatever terrorizing everybody, shutting the streets down and taking over everything, and you just let it happen, and you don't call your National Guard in or massive amounts of police force or whatever, or even militia, right? Which I can't believe they still have militias these days, but they do, and they use them. I think you should pull all funding, federal funding from that state, and ban them and put tariffs on them. Listen, I'm one of the families that agree with the rest of the families that these people been getting away with murder for way too long. No, I'm not saying the family had anything to do with it, but people were attacked for trying to talk or solve the case or find out what was going on. And a lot of people are trying to say, well, it was the family. Well, I don't know about that. It might have been. They were all bikers, right? They might have been. It very well might be true. Do I think that's right? No, I think that's wrong. And they should pay repercussions for that for attacking people that were only worried about our society and our state. So, yeah, I think they should pull funding to them lower hats down there, federal funding, and tariff them down there until they straighten up their act, President Trump, Congress, Senate. So, yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. We've already put that plan in the works, and they are locking up these police officers and corrupt officials and pedo folks and some of these church people. Um, so yeah, but like I said, this is what happens when you hold a state hostage. That's what happens to you, right? So they don't have anybody to blame but themselves, right? When everyone's sitting there telling everybody, "Shut up, don't talk," now they'll hit us with rights and again. That's when uh, we took things into our own hands and attacked back. Now, how many people are dying and dropping like flies down there? I don't know. Ask your government. Ask your government. Call Trump up. Ask him how many of you fools are dying. Right? Ever try and hold a state and its people hostage? I don't care what church you belong to. Yeah, and that's the fact, Jack. Do something about it. And, well, Trump started. He's like, I can go out there and shoot. I'm like, hey, we know this one dude. He's got military grade shit. They're holding us hostage here in Indiana, right? Trump, that guy can do it, and nothing will be done. And that's what happened. And nothing will be done, right? Nothing will be done. I didn't see nothing, President Trump. Congress, Senate, Pentagon, I didn't see nothing, baby. Now, when you hold a state hostage and you torture their people and drive them insane as the police are watching and watching it happen and not do anything, well, that's probably why you had 10,000 people dead in your town. I know it was CV, but you didn't listen then either when we told you lock everything down and stay inside, wear a mask, wipe everything down, disinfect. You're going to vaccine your ways out of it. Well, you weren't fast enough. 10,000 a day. Yeah, they'll learn. I can tell you what, the body count is soared. One way or another, they'll learn. And yes, every country is laughing their asses off at America. And that is true. Because why? You don't listen. And you hold people hostage. And then you threaten to take away their disability and their health care and their teeth and everything. And that's why you got what you got. And you're going to get some more. Because if you threaten to kill me again with Masonic shit and these clubs, I don't think Mr. Trump is going to do anything to me. But I can guarantee you, we're going to go through with this. We're going to go through with it if you folks don't stop torturing these people and me. And you best leave our kids alone. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, some of us sacrificed ourselves to get this fucking mission done. And we're moving into other countries too. Now, these new outbreaks that are happening all over in Canada, in certain areas, in America, it's called mutating. And that's exactly what happened. And it mutated so fast into different variants that you ain't gonna vaccine shit out of the way. You're not vaccining your way out of this shit. You got to quarantine it, and you got to dissect it, and you got to test, and you got to do certain things. No, it didn't come from China. No, it didn't come from anywhere but a disgusting, sick country that we already live in that refuses to do anything about anything until it's way too late and people take things into their own hands. And when we have the documentations of these people saying in the phone calls of them begging for help, you didn't know we had that data, did you? These people begging for help, telling these people are trying to kill these people, and you did nothing. You did nothing. Your little church cult, your little trafficking, high powered uh, government, right? Sat back and did nothing. Well, it just so happened they were connected with these outlaw bikers, pushing a bunch of that meth, pimping out a bunch of these broads. Yeah, I would say it's gone past Mississippi burning. But now what do? Nothing. You hunker down. The infection is too deep within America. There ain't shit they can do about it. Ah, could we stop it? Yes, they won't listen, and we don't even want to help them anymore. They've caused so much trouble, we don't even want to help. Ah, I feel bad for Chicago. I want to give my condolences to some of them people out in Chicago. That tornado just tore the shit out of Chicago, but well, they had it coming too. Right? They had it coming too. But what is our next mission? Our next mission is to snuff out all these people uh, that insist to continue to try and kill me, Trump, the rest of these people, hold our states and the people hostage. Uh, Pretty much, that's pretty much what's going on. Uh, New electronic weaponry being used. They tested it on me first. It works pretty good. Just look at me. So they'll be using that. All kinds of stuff's going to be happening. It's already happening now, folks. And then we're going to throw on a bunch of earthquakes, a couple of volcanoes exploding. We got a massive hole in the ozone, and every time the sun flares up and throws a gamma ray, uh, it's burning everything up, and it's going to be over soon, folks. Well, yes, we did try and save it. We wanted to block this up. We wanted to do a lot of stuff, but your your politicians and everybody, like, nah, we want a war, that give us more deadly weapons. It's gone crazy. Now they are using these diseases to attack us. So let Mr. Trump know that we are now using in the law books that these people that attacked these people in Lagrange are terrorists. And whether they're police, whether they're FBI, a lot of people are saying, well, the FBI, you're safe. The FBI's there. The police are, they're not safe. And they've been contaminated. And they'll continue to be contaminated as long as they don't do, the government don't do anything about it. Most of these people are contaminated and they're walking around and they're contaminating everybody. And that's why we labeled them super spreader cells. They're terrorist organizations. And then and most of them know they're contaminated. And they can't contaminate other people. So yeah, it's going to get a lot worse. Some people are like, it's the end of the world. It might be. Right? We never been to hell. So we really don't know what it's like. We can only go by what we have above ground here on Earth. And that's hell. So we know hell is probably even worse. But other than that, yeah, right? It's all part of God's plan. Excuse me. Let's have a couple minutes of peace and fire. I had to get away from all the drama and madness that these people are talking about. And, it's sad because this country, literally, they think it can't happen to them. But it's going to happen to every single American across the board. And they're worried about their drama. Uh, Susie last night called me this and that. You know, and who cares who has AIDS or whatever? AIDS is baby crap compared to what's coming. So I'm under attack right now, and as long as we are under attack, I will continue to attack uh, ourselves. We'll continue to attack. I don't know magic, but I do know how to destroy a world physically. And that's exactly what we are doing, ladies and gentlemen. The more they use witchery and sorcery, the more they're burning people alive. They are decapitating them. Um, and they're using the old ways. Vampires, some of these people have been taken out with stakes through the heart, chained to the ground. Some of them were chained inside their coffins. Yeah, I'm not hiding none of this stuff anymore from these people. They made it real. We're going with it real. They wanted real life. There it is. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Well, these were all people with psychological problems. We told the government, don't mess with them. Most of these people are military guys, uh, special ops and everything like that, and they fucked with them, and we took them out. Uh, it don't matter. We can give two shits. It don't have nothing to do with me. I'm just here reporting on it, making the movie. I'm gonna tell you a world of shit, uh, all the way to wherever I'm going. The only person that matters to me and the only one I got to tell the truth to is God Almighty. The rest of you, good luck. Good luck. Same thing they told me when I was on my deathbed. Good luck. Oh, and you folks that think I'm jealous, you're nuts. And for you folks that think I want to be rich, I'd rather be poor than to have to do what some of these people did to become rich. I think some of you YouTubers will be locked up. Some of you probably killed by the government. Uh, I know you think it's a joke, but I'm telling you, I'm relaying the message, Mr. Trump. He will kill every single one of you folks if you're killing our children and using your black magic and witchery. Man, he's already come out and said, "I'll kill yours," and he's going to. It's just a matter of time, one way or another. He ain't playing with you punks. If you're looking for, you can't do that. It's America, and we have it. No, no. If there's one thing to protest, and then there's one thing to protest unpeacefully and wreck people's stuff and their yards and their homes and their buildings and cars and damage our streets and everything, right? I'd rather be alone. I am alone. I've always been on my own. Um, I mean, yeah, I'm sure I have family and everything, but I mean, I would rather be alone on this quest, this mission. Uh, to find out the truth. The truth is, it's all corrupt. They literally sold their souls to be famous. Literally. And they tried to sell my soul. When I denied it to sell my soul, they tried to steal it and sell it to someone else. Uh, and that person ain't around no more. And, you can go tell everybody you want, but we're pretty much tired of you punks. And we pretty much have the body count to show you. We're sick of your shits. Ever hold ever try and hold a country hostage? You're nuts. You're more crazier than I am. There's crazy, and then there's these people, and they make crazy people look like baby crap. So, like I said, continue to practice the witchery and sorcery and magic and witchery and sorcery and everything in America, and the body count will continue to grow. The diseases will continue to be released and given time to mutate and become something very powerful. The anthrax will flow and whatever else the government's going to use because the government's sick of you folks. I'm sick of you folks. Well, who knows? Who cares? Nobody. Nobody gives a crap. Nobody gave a crap with me, and no one's going to give a crap with you folks. You have to do it yourselves. You have to do it yourselves. You have to carry on, pray to God, keep going. I find it horrible too what they've been doing to the children. Just horrible. All the fake reports and everything. You folks should be lucky to be breathing, but pretty soon you won't be. pretty much no one will be breathing anymore once the volcano goes. Yeah, I don't think anybody will be breathing clean air for a long time. But Mississippi burnt, and now we're doing Indiana and uh, a spin off of Mississippi burning. We're doing maybe something with Indiana's. Uh, I don't know. We'll come up with something real cool. Yeah, I didn't start nothing. So we're just letting for YouTube records, Pentagon records, Congress, Senate, uh, and the authorities. Uh, I didn't start nothing. Uh, all I did was report on the madness and told the truth. So you're not going to get me on that crap. What I did was I ran for help. See, I seen people were in trouble, and I ran to people and was like, "Can you help us out? We got a problem. America's gone crazy. They're using anthrax and ricin on us, holding us hostage." And these people were glad enough to say, "Oh, we'll help you. We've been wanting to get a piece of Indiana for a long time. We want a piece of the southern states." And they came in and they did it. And I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And they came all the way down into Florida, busting pipes, dumping snow. They came all the way down into Texas, busting pipes and cold weather and everything. And we're heading to it right now. Well, it's a new device we got. And it's going to get cold. And it's going to be, will these people make it? Probably not, because their homes, they got no insulation. They don't even have heaters. All the pipes are only like 2 feet underground because the people before them didn't know about frost line and everything. All old pipes and everything down there probably bursting. Well, we really did a number on them. That was for messing with my retard brothers and family. I know we don't look the same as you people, but uh, we don't know magic or witchery or anything like that. We just know old fashioned destroy people. Um, yeah, I don't know. Take it up with your White House. Take it up with Trump or Congress or Pentagon or something. They know me. I've called their numerous times. Now this whole country rap thing. People asking me, "What do you think?" Well, I think it's crazy. There's another division that we told them. Get out of that crap. All it's going to bring is arguments, fights, and wars. We've been through this in the 80s, right? Don't try and become black and get into the rap business and think you own it. But there's another division that just refused to listen. And now I see, oh, Johnny Gobble got pissed and took a swing and started hitting on Big Papa Pump Bubble Tea or Triple T or whatever. Now, there's a lot of people saying now, well, he committed a felony, right? He hit somebody. He should be arrested, whatever, right? Uh, I don't. Maybe some of these people might be right. I don't know all the laws. But when you push somebody uh, and you keep pushing them, then they snap. Now, Johnny Gobble's got little resources. I mean, he does have the hills, and we know them all southern people down there like to stick together. So he's probably got a fan base or whatever. But his abilities are like Iran. Uh, he's looking for a nuke, but he'll never get his hands on one. So his capabilities are low with strike power, meaning, you know, all they have is power in numbers, fist fighting, whatever. I don't know what kind of weaponry they have. Probably not much. Uh, what are they being fueled? Are some of these people being fueled? Now, the rumor is, from what we understand and found out through CIA records uh, and FBI and everything, was Bin Laden had connections in America, had houses over here. And one of his family members were wrapped up into the music business and was contributing to different branches of the music industry or whatever. And which that makes sense to me, right? Because Bin Laden had a buttload of cash. Now, what individuals, who knows? But it's starting to make sense that, well, some of these people, from what we can see, from what FBI, CIA, and everyone can see, is some of these people within the rap division have connections with these, well, let's just say other countries that you folks consider terrorists. Let's just say that. And that's what's shocking to me. We're seeing a lot of these stars, they're running to this one country for some reason, and they're being treated like kings. Ain't that something? Well, the FBI and CIA watching this stuff is, they're all putting the dots together that, see, this country has been sold, you suckers. And that's why the things are happening the way they're happening in America. Now, we all know there's only one country that has that kind of money that could support and pay people to do very bad things in America. Now, I didn't want to say this. I really didn't want to. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want people to flip out, but I'm going to hold that in the hat. We're going to put that in our little bag of tricks, right? But yes, it is true. CIA, FBI, Homeland have been tracking these people. And there is one country that they love to go to. And every time they go to that country, they walk away with a buttload of money. But I didn't want to say that. You didn't hear it here. You didn't hear it here. But this will all soon come out and blow your minds that you think that your country and the people within it that you thought were godly and above everyone, will surely be not. And that's going to be mind blowing. And that is going to crush what's left of your industries. Now, we will go ahead and continue on this quest on God's greater for truth and transparency. Now, if you want, you can do the checks yourself. I know a lot of you people are fact checkers. Well, you can go check the facts, Jack, because they're right. Yeah, your whole democracy bullshit we're going to prove and shove down your throat. And you could be bought and sold. And it's no wonder these gentlemen are so pissed off at that country because they're jealous because they got not trillions, quadrillions. That'll make a great movie. But there it is in a nutshell, folks. There it is in a nutshell. This ain't even America. We'll keep the name on it. Sure, we will, Prince. We'll make you think that this is America, the greatest country, but this ain't America no more. We sold it, you idiots. And we're just waiting to determine whether we should rip up your Constitution. Start over again. Compliments of the great Prince Adamakelo. Well, all glory goes to God. King of King. He's never sold us out. He's never sold our land. He's never kicked us out of our houses. All glory goes to God. He's never blackmailed us. He's never broke our hearts. I do want to say I feel sorry for them people that were tortured and uh, used and attacked as the government and the police stood by and watched this so called FBI or whatever these people are saying, whoever it was. I think it was fake police and fake FBI. No real government military person would have stood by, or government person, as innocent people were being killed unless it was all fake and they were the ones doing the murders and the killings. And we got a bunch of them here in Lagrange too that are pulling that off. So I feel sorry for you folks. Yes, it was part, some of these peoples were being looked at for certain things connected to some of this stuff that was going on, the meth bust, the biker stuff, and some of these people were bringing up names, uh, and they some of them families live up here up north, and I feel sorry that these people were corrupt, and the politicians and everybody stood by and watched it happen. You know, but someone did strike back for these people uh, and did their best to take out as many as they could. I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, they haven't left; they're still around watching, looking for these people. We hope we all get justice. Excuse me. We all are praying for justice for all of us. In Jesus' name, justice for every single one of us that were drove crazy. MK Ultra, poisoned, drugged, LSD, DMT'd, you name it, they used it. Whatever kind of other gases they tried to use in the propane tanks they had around her. Nah, movie. Some people said. I was like, yeah, it is, but it is one that really happened. That's really what happened around her. People flipping out, going crazy. Probably, probably because they were using something. Now, will these people ever be the same? No, no. They'll have to be put on disability or I don't know, paid money or whatever. They'll never be the same again. I'll never be the same again. I don't know. Maybe it was these people that were jealous or something. Yeah, I was just getting ready to break, right? I was just getting ready to get out there. But we figured this would happen, right? We figured that would happen. I'm really sorry to say we all got caught up in this war between that psycho, these cults, and everything else. Uh, we got stuck in the middle of this battle between them. Whether you want to call it a holy war, politics, whatever, kitty ring, whatever. Anyways, we got caught up in the middle of this. Innocent citizens. And the government's going to have to reimburse these people. What are they going to do? Kill them now because you use gas or diseases on them, and now they can't function properly, and you're going to kill 'em? I mean, we're starting to see there's a borderline there. See, and from what our scientists and FBI and CIA and Pentagon and even some of these Congress and Senate people, you cross that line, and we've only seen this kind of stuff when Hitler was there, and that's exactly what we're pretty much getting because they're trying to take benefits away from people and cut back on Social Security, but yet they created this politic war, holy war, that got people gassed, poisoned, diseased, just because of their politic beliefs or religion beliefs. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be Hitler? Are you gonna let Hitler possess you folks? And you're gonna kill these people because now you created it, and now the story came out that you people created this madness, and these people retaliated, and it was a giant biological war, and now you created this mess, and now you want these people to just go away? No, you got to pay for them. You got to put them on disability or whatever, and they got to get a check from the government. Yeah, politics ain't getting away with it no more. Big business ain't. In Jesus' name, amen. He's come to do a job. Nah, well, like I said, we're just victims. We're all victims. People, I'm not a victim. Oh, you're a victim, not yet, but when it kicks in, you will be. I'm believing the scientists just found 95% of the country is contaminated. People have diseases that they don't even have yet. Well, because their immune system's up, or they might be on steroids, or they're young and they're not feeling it yet, but they will. Yeah, this was all stuff we tried to tell these people. Everyone said we were nuts. It's impossible to do this. It's impossible. We're the greatest country in the world. That's all we've been hearing. But what we see is totally different. In Jesus' name, amen. Just another day in America. You know, people ask me, why don't it bother you and everything? Well, it bothers me, but nothing I can do about it. I can voice my opinion about it, but I didn't create it. So there's nothing I should be worried about. And I didn't kill anybody. So I'm not worried about nothing. If anybody did anything like that, they would be being watched or uh, under arrest. But I can go anywhere I want in this country, and I can go to any other country, and I don't even need a passport. People love me that much. Yeah, I know it's weird, ain't it? But and I do want to venture to other countries. But once I said, like I said, we're hostages. Uh, you know, we're just hostages. That's all. Now we have a couple people at this apartment complex that have been contaminating people deliberately. Now I find that very disturbing. Now I know the government is watching them. I know that's what they say. Oh, the government's watching these people. But you know what? We can't trust corruption. So as people, we need to take it into our own hands. And I feel horrible for that. I really do. I wish we could wake up and the government would have did their jobs, but they didn't. We wish the police would have did their jobs and listened, but they didn't. No, I'm not telling anybody to take their thing into their own hands. Always call the police. Always let the government handle it. But this is what I mean when you're on that list of do not answer when they call, uh, just because the police can't figure it out themselves. Because if they did figure it out, well, they would have to arrest themselves. Do you folks understand now? I'm here to bear witness to God that these people called for help. And even the police were attacked for trying to help. And that's where, I sat out there, I listened to them people yell at the police, get out of here. Ain't you got anything better to do? Go away, whatever. No, I did hear that police officer tell that lady, I wish I could go home, but I can't. I'm on the job now. So, yeah, I know what they go through, right? They're here to do a job. People are trying to help them do a job, whatever. We're trying to, you know, people were trying to scream out. Living conditions weren't that good. They've been having a problem in the housing development in Indiana, South Bend, Elkhart, surrounding areas, even out here. Right? Did they try and take me out? Well, sure. It's a lot of money. I think a couple of them are on the run. A couple presidents of the housing thing or something. I know they're looking for one that was running the housing development, whatever, equal opportunity housing out there in South Bend or something. Bunch of people dropped like flies. Now, a lot of people don't like to talk about real life stuff. They want to talk about, they want fairy tale stuff, outrageous, wild, crazy stuff. They don't want real life stories. Uh, Now, I'm going to tell you folks for the last time, I'm not related to anybody that lives at this apartment complex. So, some of you people saying that I'm related to people, I'm not. They're trying to scam people or trying to kill me. But, they want me to get my ass beat or taken out or whatever. Just tell 'em, good luck. They want me to get arrested. They try and say I sell drugs. I do this, I do that. I'm a terrorist. I'm a punk because I called the authorities because these old people were driving people crazy and also being drove crazy. I'm a punk because I tried to help a police officer in a car wreck. People hate me, and that's okay. You can hate me. I'm feeling it. Your death magic and everything else that you folks have been doing. But you know what? I'm going to keep going. And yeah, there's days out there that I don't think the Lord loves me at all. Sometimes I think the Lord is uh, not happy at all in me. But all I did was obey his laws. I've never killed anybody. I've never gone out of my way to deliberately rape and pillage a country. And the things I did was when I was a young kid or younger, my teens, early teens. So I'm not too worried about it. All right, we are at an hour. I think I'm going to end this video. I am under attack by certain people. I know who she is or who they are or whatever it is. I don't know her personally, but I know who's doing the attack. Now, I do want to bring in front of Congress and Senate uh, and the FBI and everyone else that we want to start charging these people. We have found proof that these people are paying these voodoo doctors and witches and these people to do this stuff for them, spirit talking, conjuring up stuff, cursing people. And now we want to bring this to Congress and Senate of passing a bill that we charge these people with these crimes. Now, I know you folks, if you want to put extra years on their life, but that really ain't stopping them because they're doing it within the prisons too. So we want to bring up a bill to Congress and Senate to actually charge these people with uh, using magic, witchery, sorcery, uh, spells, and stuff like that. Uh, if we live by the Bible, then we must convict these people by the Bible. If it's true, I'm sorry, I'm under attack. If it is true, then we want to charge these people with it. I feel like I'm getting choked out right now, right? Yeah, it feels like it. Trying to keep me quiet or whatever. But yes, we do want to prosecute these people. We also want to prosecute these people, the healthcare systems, uh, for crimes against humanity. Yes, some of these people could have been saved, but their healthcare and the doctors, well, they didn't like that person. Comes to find out, well, they got a pretty good paycheck for getting rid of them people and saying, well, it's just sun rash. Yeah. And that's how this disease, uh, this virus, killed so many in this little town. So, what do we do? Well, I don't know if it was a virus or a curse, whatever it is, kill it. Quarantine it, behead it. Send that fastest dude that Trump knows. He's the fastest karate dude, swordsman in the world. He's just incredible. Incredible. Send him and do something to these people. I don't know. I'm tired of being attacked. I'm tired of not being able to breathe. I'm tired of the sorcery, the people possessing me, the black magic that they're using and everything. I'm tired of this country allowing it and the police saying, well, there's nothing we can do. There is something we can do. We can prosecute these people. We can start the next Armageddon if you want. That's what we can do. Maybe the old ways might change their mind. These people being out there practicing this witchery and sorcery, spirit work, whatever. Maybe if you did what they did back in the olden days, these people will surely quit very fast. Uh, and you might have to use nuclear. You might have to if it gets crazy. So what we got is we got one guy that lives on a ranch, and we got another guy that's a gamer. All right, we are going to end this video. It's been a very peaceful night. You know, a lot of people are going to say, well, who's he talking to or whatever. These people don't know anything about content. They don't know anything about movie, TV. Sometimes you have to do a whole thing with just nobody in there but you and a camera guy. That's it. No audience, nobody there around you. And you have to keep putting on your show, even though there's no audience. So don't be discouraged with these people when they say you don't know who you're talking to. You're crazy. You're talking to yourself. No one's even in your chat. Nobody has to be in your chat, folks. If anybody knows about content, you make it. You go live. You might not have anybody come and watch it, but eventually that video will be seen and your voice will be heard. So keep going. Keep pushing forward. God bless. Now, this country will not fall to any witches, sorcery, or magic, or any spirits. We got too much involved, too much money in this country, too much blood, sweat, and tears to let it go. I hope the rest of the world sees that. I hope the rest of the countries hear me when I say sometimes you have to clean your own house to be better as a unit, to be better, to help others. God bless everyone. Amen. All glory goes to God. Have a good day. You can hate me. You've been hating me since the day I was born. Nothing's going to change. Even with money, you're still going to hate me. Have a good day, folks.